Welcome back to Automation, the car company tycoon game, everyone. Today we're building a Kei MPV, and this is actually also going to be electric, so that's going to be pretty cool, I hope. And after that, of course, we're going to be importing this thing into beamng, checking out how it drives, all that good stuff. Anyways, it's also going to be an actual electric. If you want to find out how to actually do that, then I'll link a tutorial in the description. Anyway, just going to go aluminum, because I want to be kind of light. Monocoque. We'll go galvanized steel as the chassis material because we're not. It's not an American vehicle. We'll go front transverse, and then a double wishbone, and I think semi-trailing arm. It's pretty compact, right? It should be fine for in the rear right there. I thought I may as well kind of skip over the engine making because it's not very important. It's going to be an EV. Anyways, we're going with a 5-valve. Dual overhead cam, 5-valve inline 6, 1.6 liter. Here you can see the stats, 770 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque. These will get converted to an EV power curve. However, the actual numbers here, they will be relevant, which is why we're putting an engine in this thing. Anyways, you'll it might seem like a little bit much, but you'll see in beamng.drive that it isn't really that over exaggerated. Anyways, we can continue right over here, and because it's an EV, it's 2020, we will go all-wheel drive on this thing, and I'll just probably put in a manual 2-speed because it's an EV. It doesn't need the gearbox. This doesn't matter at all, so we might as well just not add some extra weight. Because of the EV conversion, the top speed's going to be a lot lower, so we're going to set this to 300. We're going to gear it to 300, and the estimated top speed there, that would be if it had this gas engine, which it is not going to have. We'll give it an electric LSD, and as for the power distribution, I am thinking of putting that at 60-40 for the front, because this thing is going to be kind of front heavy just because of the engine we're putting in it. So I suppose we can do that. It's not meant to be incredibly fast, right? It's literally an MPV and a K car. By the way, the engine and K car standards, like, don't even worry about that. That's okay, forget I even said that. I'm not thinking about that. Okay, sports compound, just for the extra little bit of traction, I suppose. The wheels here, they feel really small. Like, that's a little bit bigger. You can have some bigger rim sizes because it's an EV. Everyone likes that. And then we're gonna have a lot of wheel spin if we don't make these a little bit larger. I'd love to have them square though, that would be cool. As for the rim material, I think we could go fancy and put on magnesium, some stuff there. Beautiful. And carbon ceramic 6 pistons, because the thing is, this thing's gonna be light, right? And you know, so basically how it works with the EV conversion is that in terms of brakes at least, beamng.drive is going to pretend that this engine is, okay, so automation is going to pretend that the engine we made, which has 770 horsepower, is in this thing. So it's obviously going to have massive amounts of brake fade, right? Because the wheels are tiny as well. So massive amounts of brake fade, and so it tells, it basically tells beamng.drive this thing has brake fade. Even though if it would go at the speeds that the EV is going to go at, it's not going to have brake fade, but automation basically tells beamng that it has terrible brakes, and beamng just listens to that. We'll go semi-clad here. I'm not sure if anything I said just made sense, but that's, forget about that then. We'll go standard interior, probably don't want to make it too expensive. We will go have a premium HUD because it's an EV, so it needs to have a panoramic touch screen spreading across the entire front, sides, and rear of the car, obviously. And then as for the steering, I think we can just go for electric power steering here. We'll go ESC, don't need that launch control. Standard 20 safety seems pretty good for this situation. I think we'll grab ourselves some, I think just standard springs should be fine, and we will go adaptive and active sway bars there. Here you can already see that the brakes are suffering from severe brake fade. That's because we have this engine. Once the power gets converted to EV, the engine will be a lot slower. However, automation will tell beamng, dude, your brakes are trash, and beamng will listen and the brakes will die. Right? That's why we have to do this whole thing. So let's actually put the force down a little bit though, because otherwise Dash is going to go crazy, even though we do have ABS. And I think I'll put a normal suspension tune on that for right now. I want to lower that down a little bit more though. There we go, and now we can just go ahead and probably just design this thing. I really hope you guys just enjoyed that time lapse. Let me know what you think of this build. I quite like it, but still, let me know in the comments. I'm always open for constructive criticism so I can improve how I make my builds in the future. Basically, as you can see, it's a pretty standard MPV. It's a 5-seater. We got 2 seats in the front, 3 in the rear. I actually made a little bit of an interior. It looks trash if you look at it from the inside, but from the outside here, it looks fine, which is basically all that matters to me. I'm a trash interior guy, and I've started making interiors again just to make it look okay from the outside, so I don't need 100% tint on my windows. We got these headlights here. I can actually show those to you guys. So we got these headlights nice and square like that. I really like that. And then we got some blinkers here as well, as you can see. And we actually have, I don't know if you can see it that well. You can really only see it when it's dark. We have a tiny light bar down there as well, right here. And then moving over to the rear in terms of lights, these are completely custom, by the way. So we have reverse lights. We have just some blinkers, as you can see, like that. We got these brake lights and tail lights as well. And also, what do these do down here? Oh, these are just reflectors. Oh, is that a reverse light? Yeah, that's the third reverse light down there. I kind of felt like putting something down there, so that's what I did. We got a sliding door here, as you can see. We got some pretty cool rims. Let me know what you think, as I said, of this build. And right now, we're just going to import this into beamng.drive. Here we have the Kimiyochi Z2E. And it's looking pretty snazzy here. As you can see, let's start this thing up. As you can see, it is completely electric. I'm not sure if you can hear it too. Anyways, we can probably just drive it around here. As you can see, it is pretty fast. Okay, that's faster than I expected. That's probably because it's so light. It's just a little bit more than 1,000 kilograms. It's around 2,400 pounds. So yeah, that's really not a lot for a car. As you can see, the brakes aren't even that good. So, you know, the carbon ceramics wasn't It's a bit too low to go over the curb. Okay. Anyways, we can just drive it around here, I suppose. Right, as you can see, it is just a completely electric. It's a real EV as well, and not some fake one with a CVT or something. If you, as I said, I have a tutorial on actually how to do this, so you guys, that's in the description if you want to find that out. Anyways, I'm making more EVs in the future. Actually, I got a video planned for a rear-wheel drive EV, and if you've never seen one of those in beamng.drive before, then trust me, you are not ready for it. Anyways, you can actually also download this car through my Discord server. You can find the link to my Discord server down in the description, and in my Discord server you can find the links to download every single car I've ever made on this channel, which is pretty cool. Oh wow, driving it in first person, it feels like the suspension is really soft. Scrap that, I just want to actually kind of find out what the quarter mile of this thing is, so let's go over here. Now I have to say, EVs are kind of sort of deceiving and stuff like this. They always feel really fast because you don't have to shift in them, but the actual times are always kind of a letdown. However, this one isn't really, with a 13 seconds 0 to 60. That's actually pretty good. I do not know how I managed to save that. I have the performance timer in the top left, so we can test the 0 to 60 as well. 3, 2, 1, go. There we are, and our steering wheel was turned. Let's try that one again. So there we go, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Again, slightly turned, but that's fine. 5.6, and wow, that's interesting. I think it's safe to say we had a lot more traction than I thought there on that prepped surface. Anyways, here we are on the automation test track, the place where I race every single vehicle I have made, and we get to compare them as well. That's fun because life is a race and everything should be competitive. Anyways, we are looking at a lot of wheel spin here, and hopefully also a pretty good time, to be honest. A lot of squeaking from the wheels. That is not necessarily a good thing. One thing I also have to say though is that the turning circle on this thing is absolutely terrible. Tight turns are a big no. Also, our center of mass is really high up, so if I would have just driven up onto that curb right there, we would have just flipped over. Trust me, I have a few attempts now with this vehicle here. There we go. We probably gotta start braking because, as I said around maybe 30 seconds ago, this thing's turning is terrible. Yeah, that's unideal. We're good. Kind of smashed into the side there, but that's nothing we can't save. Can I drive? Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe looking at a little bit of a less decent time now. However, we are still going for it. There we are. Don't really want to mess up the chicane here. Beautiful, and let's full throttle it down here. This thing is very hard to control. Okay. There we go. Oh, I actually braked in time there, or something like that. It also feels like we do not at all have an LSD. Like, the wheels will just spin. So that's kind of goofy as well. I guess this is also kind of ridiculously fast for a Kei MPV, but we won't talk about that. It's an EV and I like making fast ones. Here we are, and then full shot to the end. Not the best time, around a 220, which isn't that great. However, I'm sure we've beat something on here. Oh, we're actually the 6th time. I don't have a lot of times on here anymore because they recently revamped this map and then all my times were gone. Anyways, basically, we beat the Project R01, which is a really interesting video. I recommend to go check that out. That was basically, we used the 1946 body on a 2020s build, so that was pretty cool. So we just lost to that, and what did we beat? The Guinea Swerp 3, which that was Prius. It was a competitor to the Toyota Prius, and it was also electric, so pretty cool, I guess. So if you know me, you'll know that I usually end the video off there. However, I gotta show something really cool to you guys. As you can see, this thing is significantly lowered. Why, you may ask? Well, it's not actually lowered. The suspension height is the same. It just has way too much downforce. Check out this. This is light applications to the throttle in reverse. And check out that. Yep. This thing's kind of fast, as you can tell. So I'm going to see if I can find a straight area, and I can really quickly show this to you guys. Anyways, this is something I quite enjoy doing. It's basically making EVs incredibly overpowered. There we go. Now I can show it a little bit to you guys. Yeah, basically that. It is incredibly fast. Dangerously fast. If you guys want, I'll make a tutorial on how to do stuff like this, because I think this is really fun. Let me know what you guys think of this. Would you do this to an EV you made? I've done it like 3 times now, and I think it is incredibly fun to do and incredibly cool, but also incredibly dangerous. Anyways, basically, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again in the next one. Bye bye.